What I'm going to use is the limit definition of continuity for this problem. So I'm going to write that out first. So the limit as x approaches 0. Now, how do I know it's 0? Based on this right here. Okay, of f of x has to be equal to just f of 0. Okay, limit definition of continuity right there. First thing I'm going to do is, okay, so f of x, that's where it's x approaching 0, you would have to use the top piece here, because if you notice it says x is not equal to 0, and that's fine because we're just approaching 0. So we're going to, I'm going to rewrite this here. So it's the limit as x approaches 0 of 4x minus 2 sine 2x over 2x cubed is equal to, now f of 0, so here x actually is equal to 0, we're going to want to use this piece right here. So in this case, it's equal to c, okay? Which is awesome because we're trying to figure out what c is for this problem. So just solving this limit on the left here is going to help us figure out what c is. Okay, from here, if you plug in 0, you end up with a 0 over 0, hence why it's in the L'Hopital section. We're going to need L'Hopital's rule for this one. So I'm going to do the derivative of the top. You get 4 minus, so it's going to be 2 cosine of 2x times the inner derivative of that 2x, which is 2, divided by 6x squared is equal to c. Now from here, I'm going to try doing direct substitution again. So I'm going to plug in the 0 here. You're going to end up with 4 minus 2 times 1 times 2. So you get 0 on top, and then you get 0 on the bottom. So L'Hopital's rule actually applies again. So now we have to do L'Hopital's rule again. Before I do that, let me simplify everything here, though. I'm going to divide this by 2, divide this by 2, divide this by 2, and then divide this by 2. Just to make the numbers a little bit easier. So now we're going to have the limit as x approaches 0 of, that 2 is going to be gone, and then you're going to have negative, well, the negative is going to be positive, so you're going to have 2 sine of 2x times 2, that's a different layer, times 2 divided by 6x, okay, is equal to c. Now, we run into another issue here is if you plug in 0, you end up with 0 over 0 again, okay, which means L'Hopital's rule applies again, so we have to do the derivative again. And I'm going to divide all this by 2, okay, and then you're going to be left with 2 cosine of 2x times the inner derivative of that 2x, which is 2, divided by 3. So we don't have a 0 over 0 anymore, so now we can do direct substitution. You plug that in, and you end up with 4 over 3, okay, because cosine of 0 is 1, so that just becomes 1, and you end up with 4 over 3 is the answer.